Nina Du Bois, and I was born in Manila, the Philippines. I have 5 sisters. One of them is my twin sister. So there are 6 girls in the family. Didn't have any brothers. And when my mother was conceiving myself and my twin, she was very big. My father wanted to have a son so badly. And he thought, this is going to be a boy because he's so big. Guess what? Twin girls came. The people there are very outgoing, and they have, like for instance, during May, they have procession in the streets. This is what I remember. Those processions, they have all the beautiful girls and candles, and they wind through the streets, and then they have what they call, just like a piñata. They will have all those fruits and candies and what have you, and then you hit that thing, and then all those goodies will come. That I remember. And it's so funny. I was talking to my husband about the games that I used to play when I was a little kid, and he played the same thing too. So like hopscotch and all that, I was playing that when I was a little kid. So it was so funny. And of course, the dances, everything, they imitate from the stage, so all the dances, we get them too. So there's not much difference, except for probably the customs that they always practice, like for instance, during Christmas time, they don't have turkey. I never remember having turkey. But a roast pig, and never steaks either. Not too much meat, a lot of vegetables and fruits. As a matter of fact, when I was a little girl, I hardly have any cookies or anything like that. We grew up eating fruits, lots of fruits. That was our big deal. And we have a lot of native fruits that's just the best there is. Just like mangoes, pineapple, guavas, all that thing, My mother, not so much my father, but we are strict Catholics. And I grew up and went to convent school, all girls school, run by German nuns. And then after that, I went to Catholic university, run by Dominican fathers. I was the last one to be free at that time, And my sister said, "What are you doing, Nina?" I said, "Well, what do I do?" "Well, go to the movies and play mahjong." I don't know whether you know that kind of game. Mahjong with my aunts. That's all we did. Go to the movies, play mahjong. Finished college, Graduated from college with a bachelor's degree in history. And that's all I do. So my sister said, "Why don't you get a job, Nina?" And my mother doesn't want me to get a job. As a matter of fact, when I was going to school and I have a late exam, I have to have somebody go with me and take me home, make sure that I'm going to be okay. That's how strict she was. Anyway, my sister says, "Well, I'm going to talk to Mom and make sure that at least, you have a life of your own, get a job." So she went to my mom, and at that time she was conceiving a child. She was pregnant. And she told my mom, "I need Nina to go with me to Japan because I'm going to have a baby and I need her to help me." So I got there and she got a job for me, and I started working for the government, U.S. government, Corps of Engineer. It wasn't until 3 years later on, after I got there, that I got married. We got married, and that's how I got to the States. When I first met him, he asked me to go out with him. And I told him, "I'm sorry, but I'll be busy for the next 6 months. Call me then." I never heard from him anymore. And then one time, I was invited to a wedding, and I went to this big club, and I asked my brother-in-law to escort me. And I was going to the ladies' room, and I was walking down the hallway, and I felt somebody put his arms around my waistline. It was him. He was very gentlemanly, he never did anything. And then pretty soon, he got my confidence and all that. So this is again the convent girl of me. So we finally got married, and got married in the consulate, American consulate, because you are in a foreign country. Both of us were there. After the consulate, we have to get married in the mayor's office too, of the city where we were living in Japan. And that guy was a communist. So we got married in a communist mayor's office. But I'm Catholic, you know, and marriage cannot be consummated because at that time it was Lent. It's got to be after Easter Sunday. So after we got married, I told him, go back to your barracks. We're not married yet. So he went back to the barracks, and his fellow soldiers, I thought you got married. What happened to your wife? She sent me home. So Monday after Easter Sunday, we got married in the Catholic Church. So we got married in the American consulate, and then the mayor's office, and then the Catholic Church, which we celebrate as a real wedding. But actually, legally, we were married 12 days before the Catholic Church. And you know what? He accepted that graciously. He did not argue with me. He was a good guy.